Hello and welcome to a presentation on the steps for doing email marketing campaigns using Zoho CRM. So the concepts of any CRM email marketing campaign, whether using Zoho or any other CRM solution, that you need to figure out a number of steps before the campaign in order to do it as efficiently as possible. Firstly, you need to decide the purpose of the campaign. Is it just for general awareness building, or is it targeting a specific group of people about a specific product and so on? What do you want to get out of the campaign at the end of it? You need to think about the target groups as well, and understand that a CRM uses the modules in which to target the users. So you can't just do a general email template to every single lead and contact in the system. You need to figure out who the target groups are and whether they're segmented according to various criteria like location, age, and so on. You need to plan these steps in advance, and you need to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing, and we recommend using the campaign module for doing this within the CRM, because you can add tasks and so on for each person within the campaign. Testing and sending. Each email campaign should be tested thoroughly. More than just once. You should test it, test again and again. And you should create a test group of users within the CRM that contain different email addresses so that you can see how the email looks within different email clients. And the mass mail sending should be done only after you're thoroughly satisfied with the test results. Communication refers to communications between your internal teams. This is very important, especially if you have a larger organization with a marketing team and a sales team. They need to communicate so that sales are aware of the campaign in the first place, and they're aware of the date that it's starting and what they're supposed to do after the campaign has started. Are they supposed to follow up? Are they supposed to use email templates to do so, and so on. This is less of a problem in smaller organizations where people wear many hats and do multiple roles, but it's still important to communicate between your team members so everybody knows what's going on. And preparation time. All of the above, of course, takes time. So it's no good to expect a quality email campaign to be done within one day. Not unless you want to do it to just a few people, and you can get the testing and everything done in that time. But normally you require at least a few days for this, possibly longer, and it's important to build that into your campaign schedule. So the first thing then, purpose. What's the aim of the email? Is it to build awareness? Is it to give highlights of products that are related to past buying habits, or is it just general news and so on? So the purpose of the email affects the entire campaign. It affects who you're going to target, it affects the email design and so on. So you really need to give some thought about what is the purpose of this campaign, what do I want to happen, what are the action points and the results that I want from this campaign. So for this example, we're going to say the purpose of our email is to build awareness of a new product. Secondly, you need to think about the target groups. This is because CRMs are mostly module specific, and Zoho CRM is a module specific email marketing engine, and that means that you need to think about what module you want to target. So for example, do you want to send this to leads? Do you want to send it to contacts, or do you want to send it to both? Do you want to send it to every person in your database, whether they're a lead or a contact? The answer to this will affect the steps involved and the work involved in creating an email campaign, because the email templates are module specific. So that if you want to target every single person in your campaign, you will have to create a template for leads and a template for contacts. You will have to also then send it twice. So that you need to really think about this and who they're going to target, and also weigh up the strengths and weaknesses of your email software that you're using, in this case Zoho CRM. So if you require regular emails that go out to thousands and thousands of people, then you should invest in an email marketing tool and not do it within Zoho CRM, because Zoho CRM is more applicable to focused and segmented lists that are fairly small in size. So in the CRM, then, the modules are considered as separate entities. Leads are separate from contacts. This leads into the next point. A structured definition for leads and also a well-documented and structured qualification process can help you and your users to understand the difference between a lead and a contact, and whether you need to target leads or contacts or both. So the concepts that between the two is discussed in a separate video, but basically leads are unqualified, and there's a qualification, a conversion process in the CRM where sales have decided that they're to be qualified and converted into a contact that belongs to an account. But once you have done this, the two things are separate. They're separate modules, and therefore the email targeting each module, if you want to do both, it would have to be cloned. Else you would target leads only or contacts only. So for the sake of this demo, we're going to target unqualified, unconverted leads only. We're not going to bother with contacts who have already been qualified and converted, because we're going to introduce a product right from scratch to new unconverted leads. So the planning stage has several sub-stages, and those are email template, web to lead form, and campaign. So of course you need to design an email template that is both attractive but can be read and doesn't get blocked or bounced and so on. This will require some kind of HTML skills, possibly, if you want to include images and links and all the rest of it. And you can copy and paste HTML from any email template into Zoho CRM email editor. You may also want to do a contact form or a web to lead form. The web to lead form is used if you have a call to action in your email, for example, register now. If you want to capture those leads, then you'll need to think about how you're going to do it and where you want to put those leads, the best way, the most efficient way of doing it. So Zoho CRM allows you to put a link to a web to lead form that you can capture your leads directly in the CRM. And then the last one there, campaign, is where if you want to measure the return on investment for a campaign, then you need to somehow associate the leads to the campaign. So in the Zoho CRM you can create the campaign and then either add individual leads from the CRM to it or import them from Excel or wherever, whatever your source is for the leads. So you need to plan about each stage and what you want to achieve and what you want to measure. Email templates then, they can be designed using an HTML editor and then added into the CRM, or they can be added from scratch. Now, to add from scratch, to have a complex email design with images, borders, and everything else that are quite common these days will require HTML skills to code that in. Else, you can purchase templates, for example, and then copy and paste the HTML into the editor very easily in Zoho CRM. This is an admin function as well, by the way, so you need to be aware of that and have the relevant rights to create email templates. So as we said, email content is module specific, and there's an example of what we mean. So if you're going to address people personally by their name, if you're targeting leads, then you would use the lead name field, whereas if you're using contacts, you would have to use the contact name field because they are separate entities. And then lead company versus account name. Again, leads and accounts, they're separate entities. Images and calls to action. So you need to give some thought to that. Obviously, it's nice to have images within emails, but many of them get blocked. And people don't always like to see the images. They'll like to read the content as well. So you need to have your happy balance. And this is really dependent on your business and the approach you want to take, the product, for example, and also your customers, who you will know better than anyone whether they prefer that kind of an email or just a simple text-based email. And again, it's about choosing the right tool for the right job. So is this just a one-way email blast where you're just trying to communicate in a one-way basis to the customer, and then have them click something or do something. Then you can use the CRM, and you can use the CRM in very focused, segmented lists where you can apply search criteria and reduce the list, but then get a higher read rate, higher click rate, and so on. Or do you want more extensive email marketing? Do you want to measure clicks and reads and bounces and so on? If the answer to that is yes, then you need to invest in the right tool for the right job and invest in an email marketing solution such as Zoho Campaigns, and we'll talk about that briefly later on. Creating an email template then has a number of steps. We have actually made a video about this specifically. The link is at the bottom of this page. But it's an admin function. You need to select the record type. As we said, they're module specific. So for our example, we'd select leads. You need to insert the email into a folder which you can create beforehand. This helps you organize your templates. And then you enter the template summary information, give it a name and so on, and then you create the email. You can copy and paste HTML, create from scratch. You can use personalization tags like names, company names, and stuff like that, and then preview it, save it, and use it. So for more information on creating an email template, please go to that link there that you see in the screen. So in brief, the steps there, the screenshots will look like this. So on the top left here, you see that we select email templates on the admin side. You give the summary information of the email that you're about to create. Here you can code in the email, key in rather, the email text directly in a WYSIWYG editor. Or you can use the HTML button over here on the right. I've just exploded the view here. So the HTML editor then will allow you to code HTML. This is more suitable for a web developer, or if you're copying and pasting from some other source like Dreamweaver or whatever. So web to leads, as we mentioned, this is another stage of any email campaign if you would like to capture leads. So if the campaign is going to generate more leads, you need to register them. Okay, and it's probably most efficient to register them back into the CRM. It is possible for you to have one lead belonging to two campaigns. So in this case, you would need a web to lead form. And we have done this as well in another video. There's the link at the bottom of the screen. This will show you how to create a web to lead form that you can then use to capture leads. But the concept is that they would read your email, click a link, go to a form, register, and then that lead again would be logged in your CRM, and you can then add that as a lead belonging to this particular campaign so that you know that it's been regenerated and come back into the new campaign. Okay, so that leads us on to campaigns. This will allow you to manage your leads, either importing them prior to the email blast that we're doing, or as new leads that have resulted from the email blast that we're doing. The campaign will allow you to track the sales conversions from a lead, converted into a sales potential, and then from there closed one. Eventually, at the end of the sales life cycle, this will give you a report detailing the return on the investment, the conversion revenue from that specific campaign. So testing and sending. So as we said, add dummy leads to help do a test on the email that you're about to send. Use Hotmail, Yahoo, Gmail, and so on. If the majority of your leads or contacts that you're sending to use these free email clients, then you should test it using those as well. Run a test, then another, and another. We definitely recommend testing several times just to make sure everything's okay, and test with several people. Many eyes are better than one pair of eyes, so often your testers will spot errors that you can't. When you've done that, you're ready for sending. So for this example, we want to send an email to a specific group of leads in Australia. So to do that, you would simply go to your leads list. We're going to presume for this example that the leads are already in the CRM. We've added them over a period of time and we want to target them with this email. So you can see the lead tools button here on step number 1 over on the right, and then mass email leads. And then step number 2, you select the template. You can see the 2 tabs here. Select the email template that you have to have created first before the campaign. Once you've done that, you'll be able to see the template in the window just to check that it's okay. So when you've done that, you need to then select the leads. So the next tab across is select records. You have an option of using a custom view or a manual view. And the custom view are views that are already created within the CRM, and they have got a number of records associated with them, and you can use that there instead of just on the fly, which is number 2, the manual view. So you can create leads on the fly or filter them on the fly by adding in the filter prior to the email campaign. Okay, so here we've got manual criteria. We select the field country, the is, and then we key in the word Australia, and then we click search, and it will display the leads that match that specific criteria in the screen. So that from there you would choose the leads that you want to send to. So by clicking the top checkbox here, they're all clicked, or you can go around and choose individual leads. At the bottom of the screen here, we'd like to point out that there is a pagination field where you can change from 10, 50 or 100 leads and so on. So if you've got a lot of leads, we recommend you go to the maximum of 100. When you're ready and you've selected your leads, you simply click send to send the email en masse. If you have more than 100 that are displayed on the page, then you would just repeat the send process for the next page. So when the first 100 gets sent, you click next to the next page, and you just check all the ones you want to send again, and then click send again for the second page. There are limitations to bear in mind when using Zoho CRM for email marketing campaigns. Again, we stress to use the right tool for the right job, so really try to understand what you want to achieve, and then you will know whether Zoho CRM core email functionality will do it for you, or whether you need to use an email marketing solution like Zoho Campaigns. Zoho CRM is best for targeted, segmented lists, shorter lists in other words, in lists that you know, and you will filter using the criteria, the views, for example by country and region, by country and region and product interest, for example. So it's better suited in that scenario rather than mass mailing fairly blindly to thousands and thousands of people. Beware of false claims of other CRMs. This is especially important. Many CRMs do claim to give email marketing functions, but actually the emails sent out, the volumes are not included in the licensing. So you end up having to pay more to do the email marketing if you want to include clicks and stuff like that. If that module claims to track clicks and so on, you may well find that you have to pay extra for the volume. So we recommend that you check on that. Zoho CRM, you do not. However, there is no tracking of reads, clicks, bounces and so on in Zoho CRM's email engine. There is also a limit, of a standard out-of-the-box limit of 200 emails a day across the organization, which is important to understand. This is out of the box. There are ways to increase it, which we'll mention, but this is across the organization. So if your colleague has just sent 50 emails to a small targeted group of people on a Monday, for example, and you want to send a campaign to 300 people, then you will not be able to send them all on the same day. You will be able to send 200 emails that you have remaining on the Monday, and then the rest of the emails would have to be sent the next day in a 24-hour period. That is the limitation across Zoho CRM. And as we mentioned, the search results page. This is a quirk of the CRM. The pages are maxed at 100, and we have requested that they increase this. but lists over 100 will require manual sending on each batch of 100 records up to your daily limit. Okay, so that's a quirk that you're going to have to bear in mind and live with until Zoho change that and allow more than 100 on the search results screen. Workarounds then. So more than 250 a day get queued. The daily limit can be increased for additional fees. So contact us for more information. But you can increase them to 500,000 or 2,000 additional per day, in addition to the 250 that you get as standard. There is no more increase upwards of 2,000 extra per day. Again, right tool for the right job. Zoho Campaigns is the latest Zoho app, and it is a powerful email marketing tool that will track reads, clicks, and so on, and there's no limit on the number of emails. Licensing is based on the numbers of subscribers or the email volume. You can choose which license model you prefer. If you have a short list of subscribers that's not going to grow that much, then you can base your licensing on subscribers and not emails, so send unlimited emails to them. Or if you've got, you can base your licensing on the number of emails that you send, but unlimited subscribers. And this is also integrated into Zoho CRM in that your contacts can be migrated across using the views and so on, and the campaigns also has some degree of integration. When it's released, it's due for release sometime at the end of April, and we will make a video about that integration capability. So Zoho CRM then allows you to create, send, and track email campaigns. So the communications then, as we said, many people involved, all of them playing a vital role, but only if they know what's going on and what's being planned. So it's critical as well to align sales and marketing efforts. This is something we often see in larger companies. Marketing are doing these fantastic email campaigns with great ideas, and sales often have no idea that the campaign is going on. So they don't know what they're supposed to do. They're suddenly have a load of leads on their plate, and they're not sure how to handle them, and they don't know what kind of email template to use afterwards, and so on. So again, keep everybody in communications, everyone involved, regular meetings, use Zoho meetings to do so. And number 6, preparation time. So all of this takes time, and rushing it or trying to get it done in a day or 2 days is the last thing that you should do. If you really feel you need your campaign to go out as quickly as possible, then try to schedule your campaigns in each quarter, each month. Have a meeting, decide what the campaigns are, and then use past campaigns as experience. Okay, learn from the mistakes. Log notes in the campaign, in the CRM, what you did well, what you did badly, and then try to improve it each time. Test over and over again. The more tests, the better. And more preparation time just means a better campaign. To conclude then, each module is related in the CRM, but in Zoho CRM especially, they are module specific. This is not just for Zoho CRM. Many other software CRM solutions are based on the same concept. You need to decide which module you're going to target and then design the email and the process around that. Test it, test again. Less is more. A huge email list is no good to anyone if it gets you a click rate of 1%. A list with fewer people in it, targeted, filtered according to the topic of the email, will be shorter, but it will get you better results. It's very, very tempting just to carpet bomb and get as many contacts in an email campaign as you can, but this yields lower results. We strongly recommend taking your time to grow your database in the CRM. Make use of the CRM. Use the fields, change the fields, add fields that you want to record, and then use the CRM to segment your lists, and then you can target them more specifically with the information that they want to read. And then after each campaign, analyze how it went, log the lessons learned as we said, and then adjust the next time round. Okay, so that is the presentation on the concepts and a few steps on how to do mass mail campaigns from Zoho CRM. Please feel free to contact us at the information on your screen and about Zoho CRM or Zoho Campaigns or indeed any other Zoho online business solutions. Thanks very much.